Hello, welcome to Video Mania 2. I'm the man behind the counter, Duncan, and today we're going to talk about the new Chronicles of Riddick 4K from Arrow Video. This is due to come out next week, but I pre-ordered it several weeks ago, and Arrow went ahead and sent it to me early. It arrived today, so I took a look at it, and now I'll give my review of it. I have talked about the movie in the past, so I'll go over the plot again briefly. This movie stars Vin Diesel as Richard B. Riddick, and it also stars Keith David, Colm Fiore, Carl Urban, Judi Dench, Alexa Davalos. It was written and directed by David Twohy, who did the first movie, Pitch Black. This is a sequel to that. This one here, Riddick is caught in the middle of an intergalactic religious crusade from the Necromongers, and he comes from a race of people called the Furians, and they were a fierce people, and the people of Helion Prime, the planet that the Necromongers are coming to take over with their religious crusade, they feel Riddick gives them a chance to take out their leader, the Lord Marshal, and he can fight. But he's really not a good guy, and he's a criminal, and he's wanted all over the galaxy for various things. And Judi Dench's character, Arion, she's an elemental. She says, like, evil must be fought by a different kind of evil. So here, Riddick isn't completely evil, but he's not a good guy either. He's an anti-hero. So that's how the plot is set up, and he's looking for someone he mentored in the first movie who called herself Jack, and now she's called Kira, and he wants to go to a prison to find her because they had a friendship, and it's one of the few things that kept him going because he's a wanted man. So he wants to find Kira, and he also gets caught up in the intergalactic religious crusade. So there's lots of adventures here. Pitch Black, the first movie, was a small little creature feature, kind of like Alien, and this one is a big sci-fi epic. So it's a fun movie, but it's a big action sci-fi epic, like I said, whereas the first one's a tight little horror movie. So it depends on your preference. But this movie, I always thought was underrated. It came out in 2004 in the theaters and didn't have a good run, but the initial DVD sales were good, so Vin Diesel did produce a sequel for it called Riddick, because he's always been very passionate about this character, and as we speak, he's making another one called Riddick Furia. So he's always had an attachment to this Riddick character, but I think this is the best adventure of the three movies that have come out. So now I'm going to talk about the artwork and the picture and audio. The picture here, as only Arrow can do, is phenomenal. I looked at it, and the thing about the Necromongers that I noticed was they always had this pewter look to them, this dark silver, but now it has there's this dirty gold sprinkled throughout their costumes, and you can see that now so clearly. And also, when they're on Crematoria, the planet that's a prison, and it's hot and cold on each side, and they call it Crematoria because it's like 700 degrees on one side. And in there, everybody there's just soot and sweat, and they look like they haven't showered in a month. It's just really nasty, and you can see that now in the 4K. And so you get to dive more into this world. And the thing with this 4K too is the special effects. Some of the computer ones look like they were from 2004. You notice that more now than from the DVD, so that's more obvious as well. But this is a product of its time, so it doesn't take you out of the movie at all, but you can see some of the set designs that you can tell are sets, and some of the special effects. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of the original Xbox graphics at times. So, but all part of the appeal, in my opinion. So, another thing too that I noticed with the 4K is the action sequences, because parts of these sets and these worlds are dark and dirty, and there's not a lot of lighting. You didn't see all the action in the theater or on the DVD, and here you see it much more clearly now. So it looks very good. It's like rewatching it again. The restoration here is only Arrow can do. Like I said, it's great. The audio here is interesting. This one comes with the theatrical cut and the director's cut, the one I preferred, because when I bought the DVD in late 2004, it had the director's cut, and I thought this was a more fleshed out version. I really liked it. You learned more about Riddick and the Furians it added a lot of new footage that David Toohey put in there, and it gave more depth to this world building, and so a lot was missing. I wish it came out in theaters. I think it would have performed better. So here, the interesting part with the audio is it has a Dolby Atmos on the theatrical cut and then a 5.1 on the director's cut. So that's kind of an odd thing, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I would have liked an Atmos on both cuts, but you know, the 5.1 sounds very good. It's not going to rattle the room, but it's very solid dialogue. It's crisp and clear, and you can hear all the explosions and the clanking of metal and stuff. So it's still a great sound mix in that department. And another thing here that I really like, most of it's archival, but it's so loaded. I'm not going to read them all because it would take me another 5 minutes. But the initial DVD just had a few features, very short features, not a lot to it. This one, it's a 3-disc set. It is loaded. A lot of it's archival, but it's a deep dive into the production design, the special effects supervisors interviewed, so what they did, and they talk about the miniatures that were used. There's a lot of great stuff here, and you know, the different cuts, and there is some new stuff here as well, and just so many features. Like I said, it just takes me so long to read through it, but as Arrow can do as well, it comes with a little booklet here, not a big one, but a booklet nonetheless, about Riddick here, different pictures. There's Riddick on the back. There he is in crematoria, being suspended in the air, and it has different pictures, all kinds of essays, lots of good stuff. I haven't dove into that yet. The artwork on the discs here, 3-disc set, like I said, and the artwork is reversible. This is the original poster, and I'll take out the artwork here. Here is the newer artwork that was commissioned. It was done by Dan Mumford, I believe. It's very good artwork, but it gives you the option for the original if you prefer that, which is something I wish Warner Brothers would do. So you have that aspect as well. But this was a great experience to see this world building, this great adventure with the Riddick character, and to watch this again was an amazing experience. And Arrow continues to be, in my opinion, the cream of the crop. Maybe not the top, but definitely in the discussion for the top of the boutique label as far as restorations and packaging. They do amazing work here. There's just so much here. And I always thought that Riddick, you know, the Chronicles of Riddick had this vast world, and I wanted to learn more about it. There was so much in here. And here at this, you can dive into it more. The booklet explains some of the worlds, the different planets, what goes on, what the necromongers are about. There's just a ton here, so I'm very happy with this. It was a little pricey, but that's the way things are with boutique labels. But if you're a fan of this film, I would recommend it because it looks great, it sounds great, you get the different cuts, you get a deep dive into this stuff. Most of it's archival, but it's still great. You get to see some of the miniature work that I didn't know they used that much on it, so I got to learn some more today about that. But great set. I'm very happy with it. So let me know in the comments, how do you think this new Riddick film will be? What did you feel about this film? Which cut do you prefer? Any of those things, let me know in the comments. And take care till next time.